When it comes to German sports sedans, the Audi S7 is the most beautiful one by far. The newest BMW M3s and M4s have completely destroyed the front end, and the Mercedes AMGs look good, but they don't even hold a candle compared to the way this one looks. Other car manufacturers should really take a note from Audi's playbook of design because they really know what they're doing when they make such beautiful cars like this. This Audi S7 with its fastback sleek design is so incredibly stunning. It's wide, sleek, aggressive, yet super sophisticated at the same time. The styling on this car is so incredible with frameless doors in the front and in the back. The front end design is bold, and these front grills are actually real and not fake inserts. These lights have a unique design with these vertical strips. These giant 21-inch wheels are beautiful, they fit the part, and he had these big red brake calipers inside. With most cars, something like this would be extra body molding on the side, but this one is built into the panel. Another example of the styling details Audi paid attention to. Actual real exhaust pipes to go with the S7. I love the long horizontal tail light in the back. It really completes the look. Overall with the styling, I don't think Audi could have done a better job except for these sensors in the front end. They just stick out too much or ugly and really take away from the front grille. The S7 has a 2.9 liter turbocharged V6, and this is just the right one to get the middle of the pack between the A7 and the RS7. This car is just fast enough to be very enjoyable, but not so fast where you can't even use it. Audi always does a great job with their interiors. It's clean, sophisticated, elegant, but there are some parts of it where it doesn't quite hit the standard. They have some of this gloss black material everywhere, which doesn't look that good. Then they have these cheap paddle shifters that really take away from the overall car. But then they have these really nice carbon fiber inserts, very nice stitching on the dash. Being on the inside, you're not going to mistake this car for being anything less than high-end. This double screen layout is really nice. This is a full touchscreen display, but it's got this haptic feedback, which is very nicely done. When you push this button, it gives you options for driver assistance, and you can change it. You can customize on individual and select any kind of assistance you want. There's also a button to manually raise or lower the spoiler. You can select the drive modes as well. Comfort, Auto, Dynamic. And you can raise and lower the car. The digital display has really nice resolution, and you can change it. You can customize it and change it and get different views, whatever you want to do with this. In today's age of an incredible amount of technology, they've figured out how to keep things pretty simple, so you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to dig through a bunch of menus. Things are pretty easily accessible, and you can customize a lot of different features on this car. You have a center console area, but the only thing it can fit is a phone and maybe a couple pens. There's a decent amount of room back here, and you have a pretty wide center armrest area with a couple of cup holders. And you have your own electronic display to change the temperature settings back here. And you have heated seats as well. The fastback design means you have a ton of space in the back. This is so wide open. And it might not look like it from the outside, but considering how much space there is in the back, this can actually be very, very practical. This S7 is so comfortable that you wouldn't drive this thing and think that you have 444 horsepower. This is a heavy car, about 4,500 pounds. So it's not the fastest car in the world. The RS7 is definitely a lot faster, but this one still, I think, is just the right amount of power. You can still do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. So it's definitely no slouch. And if you punch it, it's pretty fun. Not crazy fast, but not bad at all. There is some front end lift up action, so can't complain. Really the best quality about this car is just that it's so comfortable. Even in sport mode, very composed and stable. You could easily drive this for long distances. The seats are supportive and the driving position is great. And because of the all-wheel drive Quattro, you have so much grip in this thing. It's hard to find fault with this car and complain about anything, especially when it comes to driving and knowing that it's a four-door sedan. You got all of that practicality. One thing I'm noticing about this is that the heads-up display is perfectly situated. In most cars, they're either angled wrong or you can't really see them. This one is just right in front of your eyes. I have to say that the driving position of this car is absolutely on point. Nothing to complain about when it comes to feeling like you're in a sports car. And with some of those driving assistant features, you do get those things pop up in the heads-up display. If you're too close to a car, you see an exclamation point with the two silhouettes of the cars. So it's hard to miss those things when they're embedded inside the heads-up display. Because this car is so refined and comfortable and quiet, it is lacking some of that excitement. You might have to get the RS7 to have that sort of animalistic behavior, some of that rowdiness. This one just doesn't have any of that. But on the flip side, that would make this car an amazing daily driver. I would still get this over the A7 because this one just has more power. Out of all of the high-end sports cars that are out there, this is one of the easiest ones to drive. Usually with these high-performance cars, there's always some kind of a compromise. Either they don't look that good or it doesn't ride that well, or it's not really practical and you can't really use it for anything. This S7 can do it all. It looks great, it drives great, and this huge trunk space can give you all the practicality in the world. If you want something that's supremely comfortable, that's usable on a daily basis, I think this Audi S7 really should be at the top of the list. Thanks to Covert Cadillac for giving me the keys to this thing. They have such cool cars like this in inventory that I have to go by from time to time and check them out.